Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Core Set 2020 draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I have a couple of big announcements. First of all, I am going to be able to stream this week for the first time in forever. So if you want to check it out, me playing live, twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas to catch the stream. I have a good internet connection in a good place, so I'm all set up to go. Spent all day setting it up, and I am able to stream now. So if you want to check that out, catch me playing live, get your questions answered, and join in the fun, twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Also, as always, if you do hit that thumbs up button, it's a great way to support the video, great way to support the channel, and if the video gets to 50 thumbs up, I will be posting another video tomorrow. So support the channel, get more content, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you would like to get updates whenever I post new content, and also just another way to support the channel. And finally, if you would like to support the channel even further, be sure to check out my Patreon page. The channel's Patreon page has some exclusive content, lots of great stuff over there, and big shout out to Mitch Bonner, the newest patron over on patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Thank you so much, Mitch. I really do appreciate your support of the channel. But without further ado, also, yeah, of course, if you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. But let's get this draft underway. I've been doing a lot of research on the format, getting a lot of more knowledge because I have been I just really curious and stuff. And a lot of podcasts came out with their the weekly release, and so I'm pretty excited to be getting into this draft. Golos Tireless Pilgrim is a very, very good card. Definitely going to be taking it here. 5 mana, 3/5. It's just probably better than a lot of the commons and uncommons in this set. And there's not any insane cards to take over it. Golos just a lot of value in one guy. He can fix your mana. If you can build a deck that's heavy into a lot of different colors, he can help you splash. Overall, just a great value card, and one that goes into any deck because of his flexibility is partly why he is so good. Yeah, perfect. Which just really helps him out. Him being colorless means he's a great pick. I do think Tonebound Lich is a good card as well, but you don't really take this early, I don't think, and then try to play blue-black. If you have a blue card or a black card first pick, and then you see a Tonebound Lich second, maybe you'll take the Tonebound Lich. But overall, I think that you'd rather just get the be in blue-black before you take this type of card. Similarly, Lightning Stormkin, it doesn't really make me want to play blue-red just by itself. It is an incredible card if you are blue-red, but it isn't super likely to make your deck. It's not one of those bomb cards that's super easy to splash. I don't think this card or this card are very splashable because they're pretty cheap, and you kind of want to cast them early in the game, so you don't really want to be splashing them. But they are both potent if you are in the right archetype. Pulse Marasa has a nice little combination if you can get a Scholar of... I forget what it's called. It's the 7 mana 3/3 that gets back 2 things. That makes a loop with that. But other than that, the commons are not spectacular. The best commons are Shock and Netcaster Spider. I think both of these are pretty excellent commons. So we're just going to take the Golos. Next up, lots of good cards in this pack. The cards that immediately jump out to me are Ember Hauler, Creeping Trailblazer, Rabid Bite, Boneclad Necromancer, and maybe Goblin Smuggler, but Goblin Smuggler is definitely worse than Ember Hauler. Ember Hauler is just a great card because 2 mana 2/2 that can sacrifice itself to do 2 damage to any target is just a good card. Even though it is double red, which is a bit of a commitment, it is a very powerful effect and definitely something you should not sleep on. The body is just really nice in addition to casting your things. I was listening to a podcast earlier that was talking about the color rankings and talking about how in their opinion, it was the Lords of Limited podcast. I really do respect their opinions. Blue, green, and black were the best 3 colors in that order. And so Ember Hauler putting me into double red might be a little bit worse and might be something to steer clear of a tiny bit. Rather take a Rabid Bite and get some premium removal. One thing that they pointed out that was really interesting to me is there's not a ton of removal at uncommon. So getting the common removal and prioritizing that is really important. There was a pick order list where that was mentioned that I think makes a lot of sense to me, where you take premium synergy card, just really powerful cards, then you take your removal spells, and then you just take a lot of the synergy cards, and after that everything's relatively replaceable. So Rabid Bite, Creeping Trailblazer is just a really good elemental, and just can help you build an elemental deck. It's even splashable with a Golos. It makes it a little bit easier to splash as well. Hey Jasper, welcome to the stream. I'm so happy to see all you folks. But yeah, welcome. So I think here the pick is between Ember Hauler, Creeping Trailblazer, and Rabid Bite. I think the Boneclad Necromancer and the Smuggler are a tier below that. This card keeps me the most flexible. I could even potentially go a 5-color green deck with this Golos, use that activated ability. Rabid Bite's just very flexible, good removal spell. This card does commit me a little bit more to 2 colors, and I'd rather take a green card than a red card, especially because I have a Golos that rewards me if I can play a multicolored green deck. So I think we are just going to take the Rabid Bite here. Next up, there is a Scampering Scorcher. Kind of wish that I had taken that red-green card, but you can't live in the past. You got to live in the present. Scampering Scorcher is pretty great. 4 mana for 3 1/1s is already a fine card. Like, just they block quite well, and I do like Scampering Scorcher. I also like Angel of Vitality, but it doesn't really go with this type of strategy that I'm going for, the Golos, Rabid Bite type deck. Sedge Scorpion actually works really well with Rabid Bite, but I don't really prioritize that effect because Death Touch, of course, can take down any creature. Ferocious Pup has a lot of upside. Oh, why am I sitting cross-legged? It's kind of messing with me. There we go. Yeah, okay. Ferocious Pup does have a lot of like different uses. There's uses for the 0/1 body that were not readily apparent to me when I first looked at this card, but I think the card is a solid one. Scampering Scorcher does strike me as quite good, though. So I think the pick here is between Scorcher, Scorpion, and Ferocious Pup. Boneclad Necromancer is a good card as well, and definitely something to consider. The reason I wouldn't really take that is because I'd rather just take a green card, I think, over it. Octoprophet's also a solid card, but I'm not really going to move into... I'm not going to take that card. It's just a very... like, these cards are kind of... like normal cards. So let's just take a Scampering Scorcher and maybe get into a red-green Elementals deck. We did already pass up on the uncommon, but that doesn't mean like after you pass the uncommon doesn't mean like, oh, I'm not going to take them anymore. It just, you still have to be reading signals, and I think Scampering Scorcher is good enough to be worth taking, and red-green Elementals is a fine place to be. A decent home for Golos as well. Here I don't think Sky Knight Vanguard's all that good. I don't like red-white all that much. I just played a draft with it, and it just seemed a little bit weaker. I'd rather be playing a more late game oriented deck. Keep in mind, I'm still pretty flexible on my colors. I think Cryptic Caves is alright if you are playing 18 lands and you don't have too many difficult mana requirements. Like if you're playing a card like Sky Knight Vanguard, you never really want Cryptic Caves because if you have 2 lands, then you can't really play the Sky Knight Vanguard. I don't know. It seems like an alright card to me for an 18 land deck. I'd like Blightwood Tracker as a way to use your mana in the late game. I really like Netcaster Spider, especially the first copy. So I think I might just take the Netcaster Spider here. Bone Splinters is all right if you can build around it a little bit, but we don't have know what our strategy is going to be yet, so I don't really want to take this right now. I think I'm just going to take the Netcaster Spider over the Blightwood Tracker, and then probably third I'd take the Cryptic Caves. But I do like Netcaster Spider a lot. It just really shuts down the flying decks. Here, there's not really a ton for me. There's an Apostle of Purifying Light, which is a fine sideboard card, but not really. After playing with it a little bit, I don't think it's like even an insane main deck card. Yeah, this pack is just complete garbage. There's an Undead Servant, which I could speculate on. There's also a Fathomfleet Cutthroat, which could potentially be a decent card. I think I'd rather take the Cutthroat than the Undead Servant. There's just some synergies you can get there. Works decently with the Scampering Scorcher. Plummet's also a fine sideboard card, but I already have the Spider, so I don't necessarily need that type of effect. Undead Servant, this could be a good time to start speculating on those, but I don't like this card in general. Just you kind of would have to have 3 or 4 copies and some self-mill to make it work. I guess it's worth specking on over a Fathomfleet Cutthroat. Fathomfleet Cutthroat's very replaceable. Now I can take a Thicket Crasher, another Elemental for this potential Elemental deck. Also, I could just be a green deck, and a 4-mana 4/3 trample is just a fine card in any green deck. I could still move out of red. I only have 1 red card. I have a lot of good green cards. I'm just pretty happy moving into green and sticking there. Sorry, I'm just making sure my stream's all running smoothly. Of course. Blight Beetle's more of a sideboard card than anything. Octoprophet's a solid blue card, but I'm not going to switch out of my green cards just for a solid card. I want a really good card before I want to switch colors. So I think we're just going to take a Thicket Crasher. It's quite good. And now Lavakin Brawler. I really like this card. It's a great combination with the Scampering Scorcher that we already have. It's a good combination with Thicket Crasher, which we already have. Overall, I really like this card. I'm really happy to pick it up now. And we could potentially splash blue, even have a 3-color elemental deck, thanks to the Golos and any fixing we get. It's also a nice combination with this Goblin Smuggler. Seeing this late Goblin Smuggler maybe means the other ones that we saw earlier is going to wheel, and this is a really good combo with that, because you can give it unblockable and then attack, and then it'll attack them for 6 unblockable. I don't like Goblin Ringleader. You kind of have to have 7 goblins, and we're nowhere near that. So let's just take the Lavakin Brawler. And now, I think Veil of Summer is a higher upside pick than Fire Elemental or Scorch Spitter, even though we have a little bit of an Elementals theme with the Thicket Crasher and this Lavakin Brawler. I think we'll just be able to pick up better Elementals than this, and Veil of Summer can just be a truly brutal card if you're playing against a blue or a black deck. You just cast its instant speed, blank their removal spell, draw a card, which is just really good. So I think I'm going to take this really powerful sideboard hoser. Also, I don't love Scorch Spitter. I just don't really want to play that. 1 mana 1/1s just don't do enough in limited. And now we can pick up a Growth Cycle for our deck. over a Prismite. I don't really think Prismite's where we want to be, but a nice little combat trick could be good. Looks like we've kind of found a good lane here, and Goblin Smuggler is the perfect card to go with our Lavakin Brawler. So happy to pick that up. Also gives our Netcaster Spider unblockable, just a solid card overall. I wouldn't mind picking up a Reckless Airstrike or a Plummet, but Goblin Smuggler is definitely the pick here. And now a Goblin Bird Grabber. Sometimes you just need 2-drops. We're not sure if we're going to play it, but I think it's better to potentially get a 2-drop that we want rather than a... Actually, you know, red-green doesn't really have any flyers to give this flying. Let's just take a Reckless Airstrike for the sideboard. We aren't going to want to play a 2-mana 2/1 pretty much ever. And we got a Plummet. Nice. Actually, I'm going to take Heartpiercer Bow here. Heartpiercer Bow can do a lot of good work, and I really want to make sure I have access to one copy of this. And I already have a Reckless Airstrike to bring in against Flyers decks. I already have a Netcaster Spider, so I think we'd rather just take a great sideboard card for the potential Flyers deck, for the potential like 1 toughness guys. Let's take a... I think we already have a Reckless Airstrike. It's sometimes hard to bring in multiple copies of that type of effect. So let's just take a Healer of the Glade if we come up against a super aggressive deck. Because it is an elemental, and we got a last pick Goblin Ringleader. Okie doke. And a Tempsis All-Seeing. Not really going to be splashing this type of card, but it is a good card, and you should play this in your decks in Limited. Just a very good card. Overcome. Quite nice. If you can get a go-wide deck. I already have a Scampering Scorcher that it works well with. Potentially could get some like Ferocious Pups. And this pack doesn't really have anything else for me. Actually, Pack Mastiff is quite good. This is a good 2-drop. It's a 2-drop that scales into the late game. If you played an Ixalan, Fathom Fleet, it was the exact same card, but it was a pirate. Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. I think it's Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. No, it's Fathom Fleet Cutthroat maybe, yeah. Was the exact same card pretty much. Pack Mastiff is just quite good. Overcome is a nice card if you can go wide, and we do have some go wide stuff. But I think I'd rather get a 2-drop. If you see here, I don't really have any 2-drops, and you really want 2-drops that are going to be relevant to the late game, and Pack Mastiff is that. Gift of Paradise could be if I wanted to splash more stuff, but I don't think I am going to be. I'm just going to be playing Golos regardless. Fathom Fleet Firebrand, yes! Yes, Jasper. I should have used that command. The problem was I was getting it confused with Fanatical Firebrand. I wanted to say Firebrand, but like, yeah. Excellent work. But yeah, Overcome is an interesting option. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures so far, but I think Pack Mastiff I really need a 2-drop, and could be like just what I need. Let's just take the Pack Mastiff over like Ferocious Pups and Gift of Paradise. We're not really splashing it right now. And there's a Murder, but we're not going to be able to play that. We could take a Feral Invocation. We could take a Blossoming Sands if we wanted to splash white for something. We could potentially pick up a Pacifism or something like that. Feral Invocation's a solid enough combat trick type card. You never really want to just cast this. This also is just a Pacifism, so we could take the Pacifism and then look to splash it off of Golos and potentially a Gift of Paradise or something. Or we could just take an Infuriate. Infuriate's very replacement level. I think I'd rather just take a Feral Invocation if I'm going to be doing that. And I think I will just take the Feral Invocation. Just seems like a solid option to me. I don't really like Vorst Claw, even though it is an elemental. Blossoming Sands could be a decent option to maybe get like a bunch of lands and splash the Golos activation thing. But let's just take the Feral Invocation. Oh my goodness, Moldervline Reclamation. This could be a great card to splash. Off of the Golos, just get a lot of value. I could then splash some other black cards. I think this card is definitely a consideration for sure. There's nothing else in the pack for me either. I'm not going to take a Goblin Bird Grabber, and I don't need a Healer of the Glade. Let's just take this and see if we can potentially get a way to enable it. There's just really nothing for me to take. Every other card in this pack would also just be a splash. And Moldervine Reclamation strikes me as quite good. And Blood for Bones. It's also a Spectral Sailor. Spectral Sailor is not really a card you want to splash, because it is like, I guess you could splash it. It just seems kind of like not great to splash. There's also a Growth Cycle. Getting a second one of those doesn't seem excellent though. We could splash a Blood for Bones. This pack blue has seemed very open, but pack 1 blue was not very open, so that makes kind of sense. So Blood for Bones could go with our Moldervine Reclamation splash. We already have a Golos to help splash. There's also another. I don't think we want a second Feral Invocation or second Growth Cycle. Let's just take the Blood for Bones and potentially splash. And Risen Reef. Now we kind of just want to splash blue. This card works really well with a lot of our elementals. We have 1, 2, 3 elementals. This we could just move into Teamer elementals. Could definitely be a consideration, and then just not splash black. That seems solid to me. The only green card we're taking it over is Blightwood Tracker. So yeah, let's take Risen Reef and then just play maybe Teamer. Okie doke. We'll cut the Moldervine for now. And now Blightwood Tracker just strikes me as a nice pickup. just a green card that can give me some value in the late game over a Dagger Sail Aeronaut, which is much more of an aggressive card, but I think we'd rather just get the little bit of a late game engine. Our deck is going to be more of a mid-rangey strategy. We don't really have the tools to be a super aggressive deck, and this is mostly a very aggressive card. Prismite's an interesting option to help me splash this Risen Reef, but I don't love Prismite, and I'll probably be able to get one later if I need one. Let's just take the Brightwood Tracker. And now we can get another Thicket Crasher, more elementals. Actually, Rapacious Dragon's perfect. It helps me splash, and it's just a good flying body. So let's just take the Rapacious Dragon. I really do like this card. And then we already have one of these each. We don't need more. Even though Thicket Crasher would be solid in this deck, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 4-drops. So we'll just pick up a 5-drop that can help us splash. So I like that. And now we'll get a Sedge Scorpion. Just get an early defensive creature. Works well with the Rabid Bite. And just pretty happy with this. I don't like Prismite at all. And the Overcome came back. So now Overcome versus Ferocious Pup. I don't really like Wolfkin Bond. It's like a 5-mana 4/4 spread across 2 bodies that also just opens you up to getting 2 for 1 really badly. So we're going to splash blue for this guy. So we're going to be picking up a lot of elementals. Or we're potentially splashing blue. If we get more good black cards, we might just splash black for it instead. I think we kind of want the Overcome here, because then we can make Ferocious Pups good, but Ferocious Pup is not necessarily just good on its own here. And now we can pick up a Vorst Claw or a Blossoming Sands. Let's just get the Blossoming Sands. I don't like Vorst Claw all that much. I'd rather not play just a vanilla 6-drop type guy. And let's just take another healer for the sideboard, potentially. The second Growth Cycle or second Feral Invocation. I think second Growth Cycle. Maybe we get a little bit more and just fill up all of our... And there's a fine sideboard card. And fill up all of our like combat trick slots with that. Wow, more Ringleaders. So good. We have a great sideboard too. Yes! Whoo! Thank you. Thank you, Magic Gods. I must have done something good today. It's a good day to be streaming, folks. A good day to be streaming. We opened up Omnath. This is an elemental payoff. We're just going to be taking every elemental we see. This really justifies our blue splash. There's also a Cloud Conceer, which is incredible, but Omnath, 4-mana, 3/3. We can just kind of ping something or deal a couple damage, and then when a land enters, you just can grow your elementals and stuff. So Omnath is definitely a card we're going to be taking here over Cloud Conceer. Cloud Conceer is definitely the second best card. Actually, we wouldn't really splash a Cloud Conceer, I don't think. I kind of wish we can... We'll maybe wheel the fire elemental. I think I would maybe take Kilton Raider if Omnath wasn't in this pack. Or maybe I would even splash a Cloud Conceer. It's just so good. Omnath is definitely the pick. And now we can get a Keldon Raider. Just 4/3 that helps you filter your draw. We so far have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-drops already, though. Makes it a little tricky. I don't think we want the Bird Grabber, though. Bird Grabber is just terrible. Don't really want the Feral Invocation. How many 3-drops do we have? 1, 2. We could just take a Ferocious Pup. It works well with this Overcome that we picked up. I think I'm just going to take the Pup. I agree, Jasper. I agree. More elemental synergies. Overgrown Elemental. Excellent elemental to pick up. It's 3-mana 3/2 that can just buff your other elementals, and when it dies, it also helps you out. So I like that a lot. After that, I would probably take the Destructive Digger or the Thicket Crasher, though this is a 3-drop, and I need more 3-drops rather than more 4-drops, so I'd probably take the Digger, even though I do have a lot of elemental synergies now, but this is an excellent card to pick up. Challenger's Outrage, premium removal spell. There's nothing else in this pack for me. After this, I'd probably take Plummet or Unchained Berserker. Unchained Berserker is probably the pick, because if I do play against a white deck, I can side it in. I don't think I'd main deck it in this build, because a 2-mana 3/1 isn't really what I want to be doing, but this is a great removal spell, and definitely the pick. Whoa, another Overgrown Elemental. Maybe I would play Scorch Spitter now. Yeah, I think I would play Scorch Spitter, but obviously taking the Overgrown Elemental here, it's just a perfect card for our deck. And now we can just take a Reduced to Ashes, get that removal. We don't really have a ton of removal. We have this one Rabid Bite. That's why we second picked this Rabid Bite, and then we got this Challenger's Outrage pretty late, but other than that, we don't really have any removal, so definitely glad to pick up another removal spell. And here, if you look, we have 20 playables. We have in the sideboard, we could probably find another couple. Like we could play this one healer of the Glade maybe, just because we have so many synergies with elementals. So I think taking this land actually really helps us a ton because it helps us facilitate our splash, helps us get really good mana, and we can maybe afford to run an extra island if we take this Rugged Highlands over like taking something like a Brightwood Tracker or a Cryptic Caves doesn't help us with our third color. And now we can take a Scorch Spitter. Maybe it is worth playing. We'll have to consider it over a Plummet. Let's see. Do we want the Plummet or the Scorch Spitter? So how many elementals do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could see Scorch Spitter being playable just because we have 2 Overgrowth elementals. Though maybe Healer of the Glade is just better. Let's just take the Scorch Spitter and see what happens. And Fire Elemental came back. I do normally prefer Mammoth Spider, but with this many elemental synergies, I think it's probably better to, because we have Omnath and Risen Reef and 2 Overgrowth elementals, I think taking the Fire Elemental is correct over the Mammoth Spider. And now we'll take a Vial. Maybe we need the removal. Brightwood Tracker number 2. Maybe we'll play that out of the board. Another Plummet. I mean, the first Plummet, which is really good for us. Fatal Invocation number 2. Greenwood Sentinel. Maybe we need a 2-drop. And Tectonic Rift. So, our deck ended up quite good. I think we might play one of these Healer of the Glades, because as I said before, we just have a lot of elemental synergies. Let's just check here. So, why does it recommend 4? We only have 2 blue cards. So we're definitely not playing 4 of these. We're probably going to play 2 islands, because then we have 2, 3... Actually, we kind of want to play 3 islands. Let's play 3 islands. 3, 9, 15, 16, and then let's look at our colors. 1 more green. So this gives us 8, 7, 3, plus this to help us splash blue as well. Casting a double red card could be tricky. We have a couple double red cards. Let's just put all of our playable cards in and then change the view on it so we can maybe get some more insight. So we might play those, and yeah, we have good sideboard attack against Flyers decks, that's for sure. But this is our deck. We have 45. We need to make 5 cuts from these amount. We're not going to play all 3 of these. I'm not going to play 2 Brightwood Trackers. We're definitely not we might not even play the first one. Oh, we also have the Rapacious Dragon to help us splash. So let's cut 1 island for another mountain, because we now have basically kind of 4 sources to help us splash. We have this, and then 2 islands. And so now we have 8, 8, 2, 4, kind of 4 sources. I don't think we want 2 Feral Invocations. 1 damage to the player Planeswalker's attacking. I think we're more of a defensive deck, so we'd rather just have the 1, 2. So let's just play these as our 2 elementals. We only need 1 growth cycle. I'm really glad we picked up that Pack Mastiff, because we really don't have a lot of early blockers. Maybe we don't even want growth cycle. So let's see. How many creatures do we have? We have 18 creatures. Yeah, Overcome's going to be great in this deck as a win condition. Let's just cut the growth cycle. We don't need that. We'll just rely on Overcome instead. I wouldn't have minded a Gift of Paradise in this deck, but we actually have decent early defenses because of these healers and this Pack Mastiff, and Overgrowth Elemental is going to be great. Yeah. Overgrowth Elemental just wanted to have a cheap elemental to put something on. So this is going to be our deck. Maybe we want to run 1 more forest. I could see that being correct, but we do have double red cards as our red cards, which makes it less likely to want to do that, and we don't have a ton of double green, we just have single green, so I like this build, I think. I could definitely see cutting 1 mountain for a forest being potentially correct. Oh, man, this is tricky. Tricky. Yeah, let's just run it like this. Yeah, because getting double red with only 7 sources is kind of sketchy. One thing we actually are going to do this time is customize our basic lands, because I do kind of have some basic lands that I like, and it's just very low cost to do. I really like... Where is it? Oh, I don't see the island that I like. It's like this one. I just like the way this looks. It just gives me happiness. Let's just look at the mountains. I know this is not a huge like strategy thing or anything, but it's just kind of cool that you can choose your basic lands. So I like to take the opportunity. I like this mountain. And then forests. This is a nice looking forest. This is a really good looking forest. I think I want to go with that one. Let's go with this forest over this forest. Also cool to use the new artwork. Anyway, onward and upwards. Elementals. We should change our picture to Omnath. We're playing some Healer of the Glades for those synergies. I like it a lot. Our deck is great. Oxide. Play first. Thank you, Jasper. I appreciate the support, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to keep this hand. It's not the fastest hand in the book, but it does have 1 gain life. It can get its splash color, our splash color, and then get this Omnath into play. Let's just play the Smuggler. It gets in for damage immediately, and also we'd rather play the Smuggler rather than save the Overgrowth Elemental for a second. If we draw another Elemental, it would be good. Let's just not attack. We don't want this thing to get in multiple attacks. My opponent has a removal spell. And we can eventually ping it with the Omnath anyway. So we don't really want to get rid of this Overgrowth Elemental at this point. We'll block. Perfect, it trades. Whew, nice. And now we get this Golos out. Okay, sure. We're just going to get our mana fixed up and ready to go. No attacks. So next turn we can play this Omnath. When it enters, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals I control. So I'm going to have 2 elementals, and I can just kill the Audacious Thief. And I have this Feral Invocation up. So, oh, that was a cool animation. So now we will attack with everything. If he blocks with Gravedigger, we will Feral Invocation our guy. Perfect. And now whenever we play a land... Oh. We played that so backwards. Whoops. That's a mistake. I should have played the land after. Because I played... Yeah, I just didn't read my card. Because I played 7 mana worth of spells, and I had 6 after that last turn. So yeah, I did play a land this turn. Oops. I'm just going to let my opponent know that I messed up. Okay. Let's just get our Fire Elemental into play. Yeah, so this thing could have been 1 bigger. Though I probably would have pumped up the... Actually, I kind of baited my opponent to block so I could get a Feral Rage value. Okay, so playing against black. Wow, how do I already forget their second color? They were black-red, weren't they? No, they were black. Shoot. Well, oops. Oopsie daisies. I know they were black, though, so let's bring in this Veil of Summer. We'll bring in the Veil over. Probably a Healer. Healer's one of our worst cards. Maybe I'd rather just have the Healer, though, because it's an elemental. So maybe we'll cut Ferocious Pup, potentially. Or Feral Invocation. Let's cut for Feral Invocation. Wow, I can't believe I already forgot what their second color was. That was really bad. That was not the brightest move in the book. Try to make sure I'm in the camera properly. Okay. We'll keep this. It's not that good against Audacious Thief, but it's a fine hand regardless. And we get a Healer with the Glade on turn 1. Nice. Deals with the Vampire pretty well. That's like the greatest trade ever. Oh man, I hope they don't have Audacious Thief. And we're in trouble. So they get to draw at least one card before their Audacious Thief will die. Skeleton. Okie doke. So which 4-drop do we play? I think we want to save the Elemental potentially. We have both of our blue cards, so we're looking for a way to play those. We could just play the Tracker. It blocks here pretty well. We could also just play this, though that's such a good combo with the Risen Reef that it might just be worth saving. We could also play Thicket Crasher. But that dies to Agonizing Siphon. Let's just play the Brightwood Tracker. Agonizing Siphon, of course, being the 4-mana deal 3. Ouch. I, of course, just wanted to draw a mountain so I could kill this thing, but you don't always get what you want. Okay. We're just going to kill this now. Undead Servant, sure. Oh, goody. This is best of 3. Arch Emperor Grimwolf. This is best of 3. I won game 1. So now we have options. So if I just play the Risen Reef, then I could... Yeah, I'm just going to play the Thicket Crasher. Next turn I can play Risen Reef into Scampering Scorcher if I draw a land. And that's just so good. Okay, exactly what I'm fine with that. I'm glad we didn't expose this Risen Reef. If I just get this little combo off, I win the game on the spot, so. It has to be in the graveyard, that's funny. So yeah, let's just play this guy. Since we do have a land drop to give, we will take action on that one. Since we have a land in our hand. Otherwise we would have... Yep. There's one draw. There's 3 draws. Nice. No attacks. And now we have this Omnath to just kill whatever my opponent plays. Our elemental deck is humming on all cylinders. Block like that. Next turn play Omnath for our land to kill this. Yeah, the Omnath is looking awesome. So we will kill this Sorcerer, the Fang. we will decline here because we have not made a land drop yet. Which means that we can now play a land. Triggers this. Targets this elemental. And then we can play Golos. Because now this elemental can trade off with the Undead Servant. We killed this, so that's a lot of their pressure. So let's play the Golos. Actually, we could just reduce to ashes this thing. But I think Golos is fine. Gets another Omnath trigger. And now we will grow the Omnath. And we draw a card. So, no attacks, but things are looking up. I'm going to turn this light on. Whew, perfect. Okay. Block. Block. Undead Servant, sure. So you get a couple 2/2s. So we're going to Fire Elemental plus Ferocious Pup probably. Take action. Omnath triggers. Grow Omnath. Healer of the Glade is fantastic. So we can play Healer. Okay, we're just going to Rabid Bite here. With our Fire Elemental. To kill that. So we don't... So just to kill a creature while he's a little bit tapped out. Then we were going to play Island. Actually, then we were going to play Rugged Highlands and just play Pup probably because it tapped us. We tapped a little bit badly. GG. Nice. Got the W. This deck is definitely awesome. Huge fan. Obviously, we had to change the artwork, even though Golos is doing good work. This is an Omnath Locus of Rage deck. I'm actually really impressed. Healer of the Glade seems like it's going to be a solid inclusion in this deck. And the draft continues. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning into the stream. It's always great to have viewers, and I do appreciate you hanging out. We're doing some good stuff, so yeah, this is great. The elementals do seem pretty good, especially when you have so many synergies. Like we have like 4 or 5 cards here in this deck that care about elementals. Good evening, Cornball. I have missed you, my friend. I have missed you so much. Oh, nice. This hand is excellent. Man, long time no see. I mean, I haven't been able to stream for a couple months, but I'm so happy to be able to stream today. Ah, the turn 1 Fairy Miscreant. We all know what that means. Turn 2 Fairy Miscreant. Yep. Why me? Oh, man, that's hilarious. We're just going to have to ping one with our Omnath, probably. It's so funny. Fairy Miscreant is not a good card. Just give me a Netcaster Spider. We're just going to attack and pump him. I know, it's so nice to be back to streaming. I haven't had... My house doesn't have internet, so I can't stream, obviously, without internet. Yeah. Okay, so this turn... I should have been paying attention. I forget exactly what he did. Does anyone in chat remember what he did with those? Did he put one on top, one on the bottom? So this turn, I think I'm going to go for a very cautious line because I really want to get a land drop out of this Omnath to make it into a 4/4. Yeah, that's what I thought, Cockstrain. I really just want to go pump this Rabbit Bite that attack, I think. I get to use the Rabbit Bite while my opponent's tapped out. I get to kill his 3/3. And I get to save my Omnath for when I get to make a land drop immediately after. I've also found that just killing your opponent's threats when you can is just a solid strategy. This is looking a little bit riskier now. I guess we have to go for it. We will kill the Fairy Miscreant. No attacks. Here, the Healer of the Glade would be a fine draw here just to buy us another turn. Giving this guy trample is going to be nice. My opponent has lethal next turn. These Fairy Miscreants were really irritating. Ugh. Yeah, that Air Elemental was too big for me to deal with. Maybe if I'd killed the Fairy Miscreant on turn 4 just by playing my Omnath. And then just rely on blocking the Octoprophet. Just kind of a tricky game. Veil of Summer for my opponent's blue-black deck seems like a good addition. Reckless Airstrike. Even though it doesn't kill actually any of the flyers I care about, we're not going to bring in Reckless Airstrike. We'll bring in Plummet, though. Heartpiercer Bow seems excellent. So let's think. I don't think Overcome is good here. I think it's just a little bit too slow. We're just going to be... I don't think I'm going to have time to build up a board. It's not really a stall-y matchup. He's just going to be trying to kill me as quickly as possible. We're going to cut the Pup. And the Brightwood Tracker. Because those aren't elementals, and they don't really... If my opponent's just attacking the air, the Pup gets a lot worse because he can't like get a chump block even. Sorry if the light's a bit bright. That's a little bit better, I guess. Okay, where's my opponent? Let's get it. Let's get it done. Well, this is an easy mulligan. And this is an easy keep. I think we send back a mountain. Even though we have a 4-drop and a 5-drop, we'll find lands by then a lot of the time. And we just want to make sure we have spells. And if we get rid of our 5-drop, why would we keep 4 lands anyway? Fairy Miscreant, it always feels so bad when your opponent just plays like 3 of them. Oh my gosh, my opponent's playing a constructed deck over here. if we do draw 2 lands in a row, we're in good shape. How do I like the new mulligan rule? It hasn't really affected me all that much. It's generally pretty similar for limited. I think it's kind of bad for constructed, though. But I haven't really played a ton of constructed, so... Give me a land, I beg of you, deck. I beg of you. Heck yes. Now if my opponent, like, plays an air elemental... we can, kill it with a Omnath after we get this Rapacious Dragon out. Octoprophet, sure. Both on top. Yikes. No attacks. Was it 2 fairy miscreants? Frost links. What poor fortune. Sure. Even though this could end really badly, we're going to block here and use our Feral Invocation. Because if my opponent, one of the cards my opponent could have that would really punish this is a bounce spell, and if he bounces it, I get back my Scorcher. And for 2 mana, there's not a black card that can really punish this. Like Blade Brand does all right. We just need to draw a land so we can get our Rapacious Dragon down. Heck yes. Now we will use our Rabbit Bite, hit him for 5. Oh, thank goodness it was just an Anticipate. Because now, I don't know, we don't really want to block with this because we want to keep it up at 4 so we can kill his stuff with our Omnath. But not drawing lands is kind of cramping our style. If we do just straight up draw an island, it would be really good. Or a yeah, we just need to draw land. Just getting any land to get this Rapacious Dragon down is just so key for us. Yeah, we don't even really care about that part. We just need to get a land here. Booyah. We might even just trade Rapacious Dragon for Octoprophet. Like, I could see that just being correct. So they do have a Sleep Paralysis. Maybe we want to bring in an Enchantment to Hate card. Oh yeah, we're definitely bringing in our Enchantment Hate. At least maybe 1 copy of it. So we'll play this first, just in case they have 1 removal spell. Could have actually targeted their face And done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to their face. Would that have killed them? No, it would have put them at 1. This is just much safer. If we had a land drop, we could have gone face, given this +1/+1 and 1. Okay. Moat Piranhas, sure. Think we have lethal here. Oh, no, we don't. We're just short. There's all the lands we needed. Let's just kill the... Moat Piranha. Attack with everything, make him chump our Goblin Smuggler. Yeah. Okay, we have a lot of good sideboard cards for this matchup. I think Nature's End might be a good play here. Violet Dragonfire has some potential because he does have the Audacious Thief we really want to kill. Pup is not the greatest. Okay, Golos has to stay in. All of our fixing has to stay in. Fire Elemental might just be too clunky. I can see cutting that. We do have 3/5 drops still. And a lot of elementals, especially cheaper elementals. Yeah, let's do that for one of those. Or maybe just bring in a Greenwood Sentinel over a Feral Invocation. So Audacious Thief on the play could really run away with the game. But yeah, you generally don't want to be playing 2 mana 2/2 Vigilance, but I think in this case it could be better. Just because they have Audacious Thief, and we want to have something to put our Heartpiercer Bow on to kill those miscreants and stuff. This is a fine opener. Get our 1-drop out early. I hope they whiff on lands. Just miss your second land drop, opponent. Maximum greed. Ha! Oh, justice is sweet. They probably have a third Fairy Miscreant, is what I'm guessing. Just don't have a play. Oh my gosh, that's such a greedy keep. On the play? What the heck? Yeah, they have a third Fairy Miscreant. Just whiff again. Yes! Give me a Heartpiercer Bow. Nice. This is looking good. They need to hit a land drop or they just lose. Discarding to hand size. Feels good for me. I think I would trade my Healer of the Glade for one of their guys, except it is an elemental for my Omnath. So maybe I wouldn't. Oh. Well, who needs to wait when you can just play your Omnath now? We'll just attack with everything. If they double block the Healer, we're fine with that. Sure. That was a good island draw. So now we can start growing the healer of the Glade into a threat. Because we're going to get 2 lands out next turn. Boom! And we just get the win. Feels good to just dominate that Flyers deck. We had so many good sideboard cards, too. We didn't draw any of them ever, but, you know, we had a lot of cool sideboard cards. Regardless of whether or not we drew them, our sideboard plan was actually sweet. We had, like, all sorts of good stuff. All sorts of good stuff. Coolio, 15. Wow, I'm just so grateful to everyone who's tuned into the stream. It's so awesome because I haven't been able to stream for a little bit, and there's just so much support from everyone, and thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. It's way more fun when there's people watching and contributing in chat and stuff, so you get to be part of the live recording, too, so if you say hi to YouTube, YouTube will be able to see you. Yeah, we're going to have to mull this one. Not great. And this is a great hand, though. Oh my gosh, this hand is insane. We'll just get rid of the overcome. But this hand definitely looks great to me. We'll try to save this healer of the Glade to go turn 4 Risen Reef healer of the Glade. Get 2 triggers. Oh, my opponent mulled to 5. Yikes. Oh my gosh. The Fairy Miscreant has returned. We're still going to wait. Depending on my opponent's colors, though, I might just be able to get this Risen Reef out there. Wow, do they have their oh my gosh. What is this? 2 guys in a row! What is with this, like, Fairy Miscreant, like, over, like, everywhere? Oh my gosh. So we're just going to wait until turn 4, depending on what they play, because we don't want to have this guy die. Hopefully we draw something else to play next turn. Oh, never mind. Against blue-white, we don't have to worry. Blue-white, really good thing to note, does not have a way to get creatures off the board once they're there. So we can just safely play this. They can, sure, they can sleep paralysis or pacifism it, but they can't actually get it off the board. Oh my gosh, that is disgusting. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. This game is over. This is just disgusting value. So I might just play Healer of the Glade and Feral Invocation here if I can get away with it. That could just be a really good efficient turn. I don't want to get too greedy. Boom. Well, now that they didn't block, we'll just get max greed. Oh, yes. Oh, man. And we'll put that land right into play. No big deal. Just elemental stuff. Elemental things. And this card just negates an entire turn they just took of attacking. Sure. Aww. Convolute, eh? No tax. So next turn we can play Thicket Crasher into Rabbit Bite. Oh my gosh, this card is so bad. My opponent's playing like mediocre cards. That deck. Heart Piercer Bow's definitely coming in here. Let's just play the Brightwood Dragon. The Patience Dragon, I mean. kill that now. In case he can kill this or pacifism it. We'll offer the trade if he wants to double block. Sure, we'll kill it. Sure, Drawn from Dreams. You cannot compete with a Risen Reef, though. The game's just pretty much over as soon as I slam Risen Reef against this guy. Eh. Gonna get this elemental down. Hopefully get a land. Lavacan Brawler, eh? I should play the elemental. Cheaper one. We'll put the counter onto this guy. Decline, because we want to be able to play the land untapped. And attack with everything. And now we can use our Feral Invocation. And when this thing dies, we get to put a counter on Overgrowth Elemental. This is not fair for my opponent. Looks like they're holding up a counter spell. And you know how you punish counter spells? By not casting anything. We might cast a Ferocious Pup. Because if we Bone to Ashes Ferocious Pup, we get to land Thicket Crasher. Moment of Heroism. Okay, so he no longer has a counterspell up. So that means we just want to get this Lavacan Brawler into play. And probably Pup. Because this guy has haste, so we can get in for instant damage there. And they have the same power toughness. Oh, man. Okay, what's he gonna kill? Okay, I guess he can kill my Risen Reef now. You monster. Oh, he's just killing that. Okay. Thicket Crasher. We don't need to keep up. We're gonna play that pre-combat so our Lavacan Brawler can be bigger. We'll play a land. Play this guy. If we want, we can just give this. So we have how many elementals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will attack for 7. If we just attack with everything, and then he has 1 blocker, he can block 7, but this has trample. So he'll take 1 from this. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll attack with this pup to send a message. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Playing against blue-white flyers, as we saw, they have a lot of small one-toughness guys that we can just ping with our Heart Piercer bow to our heart content. So let's bring in. Do we want this against their blue stuff? Not sure. I know we're bringing in Plummet. I'm just going to assume they have bigger stuff, and we'll bring in Heartpiercer Bow. And this matchup's not going to be super grindy, so Brightwood Tracker doesn't get super valuable. The thing with flying matchups, they usually end up in a racing situation, so that's why they're not super grindy. Kind of want to consider that one at least. And then we can cut a pup. I think Overcome actually might be decent here, just to let me race him. Whoa! I was not paying attention. Sorry, Off-Road Gaming. I missed your raid completely. Thank you so much, Off-Road Gaming, for the raid. I really do appreciate it. If you're just coming in from his stream, I guess that's why I need sound, but I don't usually play with sound because it distracts my commentary. But if you are coming in from Off-Road Gaming's stream, my name's Nikolai. I primarily stream Draft. I also have a YouTube channel. We'll keep this hand. I'm not sure if we're supposed to play this healer or the Glade right now. Probably are. But yeah, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Feels bad that I didn't notice it until now, but such is life. Oh my gosh. Definitely glad that I played this guy. We could potentially live the dream. Tulio with the switch. Got that eye. Oh no. With the stretch, right? Never mind, not the switch. Give me Overgrown Elemental. Off the top. Eh. We'll just preserve our own life total, and then we'll play the Omnath, kill this thing. Opponent is holding up a Convolute. Huh. Let's just bait out their Convolute. Punish to the max. That was a complete punishing. Absolute punishment. Huh. I sometimes forget my opponents. I feel like that was the guy that played Convolute, but it might have been someone else. The fact that I played against two miscreant decks in a row has definitely confused me a little. Well, that's a good draw. We're just going to play the Omnath first, though. Kill that thing. Start buffing up our healer. Oh boy. Let's play the Risen Reef here. They don't have Convolute, or they would have convoluted that. Sure. Let's just keep making this guy big. I like making this one guy into a threat because he's the least important one. So if he dies, then I'll put that into play tapped. And we'll make him into a 5/6. Okay. Oh, that was a good draw. So we don't have any blue cards left, but the fact that the auto tap or tapped us out of blue doesn't really matter. Take action. We will buff up this guy to 6 power. Then start working on our Overgrowth Elemental. And yeah, we'll take action. And Netcaster Spider. And we're going to start drawing land cards from every land we get. So Golos will get us a land. Let's just block that. We don't care about the 1 damage. Get a land, draw a card. We have 18 good lands, so we're safe. We'll pay 4, sure. Oh, the gain land value. We draw a card. This guy becomes 6 power. Wow, we just have so much value. This is actually low-key, like, disgusting in the value. These are so good in our deck. Play our land. Target our Omnath. Reduce to Ash. And Heartpiercer Bow equip. Get that last ping in on it. My opponent is so many times dead. That's a tight play, though. I like it. Good play, opponent. Good play. Nice. The bow is now equipped. They were showing off for YouTube. You can totally... I mean, I don't know. I have no idea, but that was sick. Thank you, Train, for the subscription. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for sharing that Twitch Prime and helping the streaming dreams come true. Now, yeah, it is really fun. Always great to have a supporter, and let's just hit some skill emote in the chat. I built this emote myself. Thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. This deck is disgustingly powerful and awesome. So, man, this is going to be a good YouTube video, too, because our deck is great. I always like making YouTube videos when my deck is awesome. And also the drafting portion I think was pretty good as well. I don't think I talked too much. I talked way too much last video. I talked for... my last draft video, the drafting portion was 54 minutes. It was late at night and I was rambling. Oh, man. Definitely a mulligan, but, like, we have some good cards in that hand. And this hand has our Healer of Glade Overgrowth Elemental combo. Let's get rid of the Brightwood Tracker. Only a madman would get rid of Omnath. Healer of the Glade. Can you imagine if we drew our island just naturally? Or one of our 2 islands? It would be so good. It would be so wonderful. Sorcerer of the Fang. Sure, Gorging Vulture. Put a +1 counter. When it another elemental dies. Let's just play the Thicket Crasher then. No attacks. Not cool, bro, him. Just gonna up and say it, that was not nice. What did they mill? 3 lands in that guy, eh? Well, Netcaster will hold back his Vulture. Golos is actually an excellent draw here. Because that'll get us our mana for our Omnath. And it just ramps us, so. Good little value play. Okay. That card is really bad. I don't really have a way to punish it, but it is really bad. We're just going to keep looking at each other, because I just need to hit lands, and so does my opponent. We both just need to hit land drops. Oh, he hit his land first, and he's got a Gruesome Scourge. Okay, I don't really care about that. Does not match up particularly well against my stuff. And by stuff, I mean Sedge Scorpion, or my 2/3s, or everything. Give me land. Well, that's also a fine draw, because now when I do get my Omnath out, it'll be at least decent. We don't want to let this trade off with something. Wow, Feral Abomination also matches up terribly against Sedge Scorpion. Kind of glitchy here. So Omnath can deal 3 to something. So we can just take out probably the Gruesome Scourger or the Sorcerer of the Fang, whichever one seems like it's more threatening to us. Probably the Gruesome Scourger. I don't think this is going to be relevant. I'm just such a high lift total. Okay. That's kind of funny. You're going to wish you hadn't done that, opponent. In like 10 seconds. Like, this is a fine trade for us. We traded our 4-drop for their 6-drop. We're going to have to reload MTG Arena, I think, after this. But yeah, now we just have all the power. All the power. Okay. Respectable. And this guy attacks, and this guy attacks. So I'm going to play this on this turn. Sure. Wow, he got rid of a spell. That trade's going to happen regardless, so we're going to pump this up. Get in there, pup. My good friend, pup. He's ferocious. Oh my gosh, that is terrifying. Oh gosh. Do we just lose? No, if we kill this and attack with everything, we have 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 power. 11 power. And he can block 3. Oh my gosh. We're just going to attack with everything. Perfect. Thank goodness is all I'm going to say. Get out of here, Dracoseth. Plummet's definitely coming in because they have a bird. They have a Dracoseth. We'll probably try to save it for the oh, they have this guy. Maybe we'll even bring in the Reckless Airstrike. This is a 6 damage combo right here. Just going to assume they don't have anything in their hand. Not always the best assumption, but yeah, sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. Okay. Not the end of the world. Oh, brutal. Give me a break, bud. Oh, man. Now we're the one in trouble. You were in such good shape, too. That whatever was actually really good. If I draw Overcome, do I win? I think so. Because Trample plus Death Touch is such a good combination. Give me another elemental. Oh, yes. It's not an elemental, but it is a lethal threat. Oh my gosh. Wow. The Rapacious Dragon could just be exactly what I needed to win. I'm at technically at like 1 life. No Agonizing Siphon, please. Yes! Woo! got the W. That was an insane game. That game was insane. I thought I had him, and then I thought I didn't have him. And we're going to bring in Veil of Summer because my opponent has a lot of removal. And we're going to bring in Plummet. And we're going to cut Feral Invocation. Might even bring in this Brightwood Tracker. I think we're going to cut the Fire Elemental. Though it did match up decently against the stuff he was doing. Overcome seemed good. So 2 healers do not seem ideal. Even though we do have synergies with elementals, we're still just going to cut them. Because it's a very slow matchup. At least it seemed to be very slow. Oh, this is a great hand. Just any hand that has all of our colors in a decent amount. Thank you so much, the Cox Train, for the gifted sub to The Seeker. Really appreciate your support, and it's really awesome to have you in the community. So my opponent does not have a 2-drop. We have a nice little Rabid Bite combo. Okay, they shocked it. Never mind. They missed a land. This is our chance. Let's just save the Overgrowth Elemental for a second, because we do have a passable play on its own. If they don't have a play for like 3 turns, then this doesn't end up working out as well, but I'm just going to assume that they will have a play. Oh my gosh, they just milled all their lands. That's always so sad when you need lands and then you mill 3. Like, it's like just as likely to mill like 0, but it just feels so bad. Let's get this guy out, and the next turn we can go Overgrowth Elemental plus Rabid Bite. That was so sad for my opponents. That's hilarious. Cancel. We do not want to activate that. Let's just see if my opponent has the murder that I suspect they have. They do not. We're not going to go for Rabid Bite while they have mana up. That would be silly. They do have murder. They just let me gain life for no reason. I'm glad we have a second Brightwood. I'm just going to kill the Gorging Vulture. We are not looking so hot right now. Netcaster's a fine draw. Sure. I don't mind trading off my creatures for 2 of those 1/1s. The 1/1s are going to be really annoying. If I do draw my own Scampering Scorcher, I will... Wow, he just suicided it to try and draw a land. Let's just go for a very aggressive line here. We're going to hold a land in case we draw Omnath. Come on, Omnath. You know you want to be drawn off the top. I was hoping my opponent would miss a land. Nope, not attacking. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. They have probably got Drakaseth. So 2 lands away from me just losing. Sure. We'll wait. Opponent has all spells. Come on, Plummet. I'm just deathly afraid of this Drakaseth. I'm 90% is in their hand. Okay. Okay, so that will save for... Is Drakaseth a 7/7? Drakaseth. What's his name? I'm just going to Google it on my phone. I'm just Googling it. Drakaseth. Okay, I spelled it wrong. How does it spell? It is a 7/7, so there's no point saving this removal spell. And no attacks. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Wow, thank you so much, the Seeker. Holy goodness. So many gifted subs. Thank you so much. Spreading the gifted sub love. This is incredible. Well, this is another reason why Unholy Indenture is bad. Because it doesn't die, it gets exiled. Wow, thank you so much, the Seeker. Whew. Wow, this is just incredible. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that support. That's really, really awesome. Well, we just took a lot of damage. Give me Rapacious Dragon! Thank you so much, the Seeker. I really appreciate it. It helps me. It really means a lot. So we are on a 4-turn clock from this, but we're going to start drawing an extra card every turn thanks to this Brightwood tracker. Oh, goody. Hello, Omnath. It might have been better to wait on using the Omnath so that I could get value for playing a land, but I really wanted to kill that because it saves me an extra 2 points of life. Yeah, I need to stream more. I am currently able to stream like all week, so I'm going to be doing my best to stream like every day this week. Wow, Brightwood Tracker. That's sideboard tech, boys. The fact that it wants to tap my blue mana is so sad. We should have tapped one of our blue lands, maybe. Okie doke. There goes our Overcome. I should have paid more attention to what I was putting on the bottom there. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming every day this week if I can, because some friends of ours are out of town, and they said I could use their house, and they have internet, and I do not have internet at my house, so. Okay, we are going to pass the turn. No attacks. We're not going to play this Scampering Scorcher, because it's a really good combination if we draw Lavakin Brawler. He can just make this into a 4/4, and we don't care. We'll just gain the life. Our Overcome's gone. Luckily, that one's not templated the way that some of the other cards are templated. Am I drafting another after this one? Depends on how long this one takes. But I am definitely thinking about it. Let's go for that. There's the Lavakin Brawler. No attacks. This Lavakin Brawler is going to be huge. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Barrel Abomination is kind of scary. Oh, there's the Rapacious Dragon. Only elementals gain haste. Okay, we're just going to play the Rapacious Dragon. Pass the turn. Use our Brightwood Tracker and then go whatever card we draw into Stampeding Scorcher. And also Overcome's getting kind of close. To random order. Have they used a shock this game? Thanks so much for the support, the Lurker, and hope to see you tomorrow as well. Being Lurker is perfectly fine. Let's see what they attack with. Oh, they attack with everything. So this can get pumped twice. So this is a good block there, because this can become a 3/3. This blocks here. This blocks here. This blocks here. This blocks here. This blocks here, and this blocks here. Oh, why are the two guys blocking the same dude? Let's just double block Keldon Raider. So here, none of these guys have trample. So this is a trade. This is a bounce. Trade. I end up slightly ahead there. I go to 2. Sure. We don't need Risen Reef, we'll just play this guy. I wonder if I actually, like, my opponent had some hope that they weren't dead. Okay, my MTG Arena is very laggy right now, so we are going to close it out and reopen it. But we're going to be right back with more content going into the final game here. Just need it to be less laggy. Whew. Yep, thank you, Coxtrain. Oh no, I have to get it all set up to where it was. Oh no. Okay. Eternal struggle. Okay, so it needs to go down a little bit. This is the problem. It's so hard to set this up. This is why I wasn't trying to... We'll do it while we load into our next match. Our deck has felt great. Nope, now it needs to go up farther. This is a catastrophe. Oh, perfect. The main issue is that I just have to go one... Okay, that should be perfect. Perfect! Because the way I have to do this is I put it all into one screen and I make sure it's all the correct way and location and stuff. And it looks like there's no like fringe stuff that's problematic, so perfect. And this opening hand on the play is not keepable. We have 2 lands, we have a lot of really expensive cards. We don't even have any of our best cards. We'll keep this one though. I don't think going to 5 is an option. We also just have significantly better cards here. So if we hit like a bunch of lands, we can just get all of our stuff going. Wow, we hit so many... Wow, that was a lot of subscribers today. But thanks to the gifted subs and the... Wow, that was awesome. Thanks so much for all the support, guys. Appreciate it. I really, really do. We're going to put this Feral Invocation back. Even though it might be tempting to just go Pack Mastiff, Feral Invocation type stuff and try to get beatdowns going, I think the way we're going to win is by just drawing 3 lands and then getting Omnath into play. And Rabid Bite doesn't seem like a card we want to get rid of, so... Maybe it would have been better to get rid of Rabid Bite, you never know, but... I mean, you do know. I think it's probably better to not get rid of Rabid Bite. A green opponent. Oh, hitting that land. Oh, so sweet. Oh, yeah, it feels good. We're much less laggy now. Yeah, perfect. We're not... Okay, yeah, it's just... I'm making sure we're in the right window size. Embercat. Let's just kill the Embercat. It might ramp out something, and we don't have anything else to do with our mana. Considering that we're just trying to draw lands and cast these spells, we won't really have a good time to cast the Rabid Bite anyway. If my opponent thinks I'm double blocking, they're insane. Well, now I might double block. Actually, never mind. This trades really well with the Thicket Crasher. Oh, Healer of the Glade. That actually is a fine draw. Because now I can double block Lavakin Brawler, single block Thicket Crasher. This is all just about stalling. I have so many powerful spells in my hand. I just need to go land. Sure thing. They could have Feral Invocation. Growth Cycle. Sure. But I do still get the counter on this thing. So now it just trades with that straight up. If we hit a land there, yep, I think this game's over. We're taking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're dead. Well, you can't win them all. Sometimes you only hit 3 lands, but that's why you play best 2 out of 3. So we're playing against Elementals. Healer of the Glade, probably not optimal. We might want growth cycles of our own. They don't look like they have a lot of flyers. The game's probably not going to be grindy enough for Brightwood Tracker to be insane. Let's cut our Brightwood Tracker. Let's add Feral Invocation. I could see these two coming in being really good. Let's cut a healer. Yeah, let's just cut both healers. Actually, let's keep one healer in for just elemental synergy purposes. I'm sure we have something worse to take out. We're not going to have any flyers, I don't think. Let's just cut that. Other with a 0. Is a solid enough hand. Our Gallos could do good work getting our splash. Gallos has been very good. I wish we could put like more mana fixing in our deck and then have the ability to activate him, but I don't think you need to be able to activate him for him to be good. Opponent one maybe wanted to mulligan? Okay. Poor timing on the Healer of the Glade. But maybe we can get Feral Invocation on him. Yeah, I don't think there's ever a universe where my opponent blocks there. If they want to trade these off, that seems like not something I should be going for. All of my creatures are tiny. But combined, they form an attack force that can dominate the world. Okay, that makes me wish I traded with Woodland Champion. Not gonna lie. Ha! Punished. Get wrecked, opponent. You think your offensive forces can compete with my own. Actually, I should definitely not have attacked with healer. I guess maybe. Maybe it's okay. It just is hilarious. You are no match for the dark side. Can we get an island here? We don't really want to attack. We don't need to use our... Get this land. We will save this forest for if we draw Omnath. Maybe cutting the Brightwood guy was a mistake. Ugh. Oh. Oh no.
I'm Chandra. Nice to meet you.
Bye bye, my friend Sedge.
Call my fists
You were a good man.
Master and Firebrand.
That was actually a fantastic draw. Actually, I should have done on one of my 1/1s because
Sorry.
I think the 3/4 is not as good because we already had a 1/2 that could block these 1/1s. Come on, Omnath. I need you. Omnath. Play Omnath, kill Fire Elemental. So good. Come on, Omnath. Come on, Omnath. Come on, Omnath. Overcome. That's probably good enough. That is definitely good enough, shall we say. Okay, we know more about their deck now. We're going to cut this healer for a Brightwood. In this growth cycle, for a healer. I think having one healer is good. He has some 1/2s, and we do need some cheap plays. So what I'm saying is I'm cutting a growth thing for a healer. Maybe we should be running Feral Invocation instead of the growth thing, but maybe now my opponent will play around the +2/+2 and get wrecked by the +3/+3. Diversity among combat tricks is a nice thing to have. This is for the perfect 5-0. We have a mass... I don't know what type I was going to say. Incredible hand. Incredible hand because we have all 3 of our colors. Turn 2 Leafkin's kind of scary. All we need are lands. The rest will all work out for us. Nice. Get the Ferocious Pup down. Pupping up. You know, there's some consideration to just blocking so that he has to activate. Make him waste his turn, and then we get left with like an 0-1, but I don't like that option very much. So if we draw land, we can play our own Fire Elemental or this Golos. Probably the Golos is better. Or we can't even unless this is a forest specifically. These seem like fine blocks to me. Hedging on the fact that we might not draw land. Oh man, that was beautiful. Out of my house, get out of my house, all I'm gonna say. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. So now if we draw a land, we can put 2 counters onto Lavakin. We know my opponent has a growth thing, right? We'll let him have it. Oh. He was just jump attacking. Man, it's better. Give me a land deck. That's not a land. Okay.
So many new worlds. So many opportunities to get lost.
So I don't really want to take... So I can make this into a 7. I'm going to keep my Omnath around. And she can just ping me. This way, Chandra can't kill me. Like I could see her pinging face here. Ember Catcher.
Let's get stoked.
Man, we really need a land there. If we'd hit a land, we would have been fine. Wow. We're going to lose this game because we won't hit a land. Oh, because we hit a land, we can get Golos going. Oh no, what are they getting for 2 mana?
Reach into that ley line thing.
Oh, Drakaseth. Well, that's game. I wish that by the time we were 14 cards in our deck, we had more than 4 lands, but... Drakaseth just kills us in a landslide. I don't even think we have a removal spell for it. Oh, Drakaseth. Oh man, if we'd hit a land like 5 turns before that, we could have killed the Chandra and then he wouldn't have been able to get the Drakaseth, but such is life. You can't win every round. Sometimes you get... Really, the only way this deck loses is if it loses to like itself 2 rounds in a row. I mean 2 games. And if I remember correctly, we also got mana screwed in a different game, so... Also, Drakaseth is stupid. Let's get that maximum wins, though. We're going to get the maximum with this deck, I believe. I believe that we can win. Come on. Maximum wins, I believe. Oh, this is a great hand. Healer into Overgrowth, Elemental into the Gate Crasher. Healer has just felt solid as just a 1-drop that can be targeted with my Overgrowth Elemental. Wow, it traded with a Shock. That's actually insane. Shock is a good removal spell. It could have killed my Overgrowth Elemental. Just need to hit lands. Should we just be running 18 lands in this deck? Probably not. We don't have all that many expensive things. Losing to Flood Out is definitely a real possibility. It just feels really bad when we get wrecked. Wow. We're like winning all these very little trades going on here. We're just gonna wait. If we can stall this game, we're gonna win. Or at least it looks like we're gonna win. Sure, just give me a land, I beg of you, deck. Oh my gosh, it's just gonna happen twice in a row. Please. Sweet God of deck construction. Or of deck draws, or whatever this is. We're just gonna take 3. We're not gonna go for a double block. We don't want to lose both our guys. When in one turn we'll just have a Thicket Crasher. Actually, a Brightwood Tracker. No. Lavakin Brawler. There we go. Should have attacked first. Finds killing the Scuttlemutt. That's a great trade for me, I think. Ugh. My opponent's deck does not seem very good. He's got a bunch of clunkers, which probably means he's got some insane rare that gives him a reason to play these colors. Otherwise, I do not know what's going on. If we can just get to 5 lands, we can win this. Easy. There we go. We're finally getting some progress. This is such an aggressive block for my opponent if they use a combat trick here. Like, I have 5 mana up. Oh my gosh, they're doing it too. That's insane. I honestly can't believe they went for that. That is so gutsy. I guess it worked though. And we're still in great shape, so do not mind. So we can get this into this next turn and then play the fire the next turn. No, there goes Golos. There goes my hero. Oh, I guess, yeah, they can't attack with that guy. If we find a land, we will decline. Now we get this going. That's just a nice little strategy to use with your Risen Reef. Also, if you are currently watching the Twitch stream and have not heard of my YouTube channel, youtube.com/NicolaiBolas for more content just like this. tons of draft videos, lots of M20 content, Course at 2020 already up there. But yeah. We're just going to play this over the Fire Elemental. Because now we can hold up Chandra's Outrage. And it just gives me a lot of options for next turn as well. And it is a fine attacker. We don't want to lose to this getting +9/+9. Fire Elemental. Actually doing good work. Oh, that's a good draw. Oh my gosh, this guy has guts. I'll give him that much. But geez, how many times am I going to be expected to just walk into this? That was also just... That's where you were supposed to wait until... I guess he didn't want to lose his guy. Well, you shocked my guy. Congrats. With this reduced to ashes. Boom! We are up a game. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. So my opponent has a lot of clunkers and bad cards in their deck. So we just have to make sure we don't die. So I think we're all set. I could see bringing this in, but really what would we bring it in for? Our deck is already very well suited for this matchup. Let's just let our cards speak for themselves. The heroes that they are. Boom, ba da bum 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 bum. They've been doing good work all day. Oh, this hand is fantastic. We have Omnath and lands to cast it. Pretty much all you need. And there is our Golos. Tireless Pilgrim. Yep, there's the shock. If they play Anvil right Raptor and we just kill it with Omnath, that'd be fantastic. Diamond Knight. What color? Green? Okay. Why would we play Mountain? I mean, this is our only play. I mean, they could have a pump spell to save it, but that's still not the greatest value out of their pump spell, and now we start getting a lot of good stuff going for us. Our Omnath can start growing itself. It works really well with the Golos that we're about to play. Growth cycle? Sure. So we traded Omnath for a growth cycle, essentially. Take action. So do we have double green yet? Yeah, we do. Let's just get a forest, though. Now we have triple green. We'll attack. They already used one shock. They have to have a second shock. Hitting for 5 is huge. Red-green decks won't be able to deal with such a big creature, I don't think. Oh, that's going to eat a Rapid Bite. Die, Diamond Knight. And we'll just get the healer of the Glade out there. We can make it into a 2-3 so it can attack next turn. And next turn we are drawing a card with this Omnath. Which is insane. Omnath has just been a beast. Oh, nice. Good sideboard tech. They killed that over the flyer, which is interesting. Put counter on the elemental. I don't think we're going to attack with the Omnath here. We don't need to, and also they could have a second growth cycle, and then this thing gets +5/+5. Next turn we'll draw a card, put another counter on to something else, and or that could have happened and we lost our Omnath. No reason to risk the Omnath. Hydra. We're in great shape here. No attacks. We have lethal next turn, I'm pretty sure. And any land we draw just grows our Omnath even bigger. So we have 7, 11, 13, 18 power worth of trample. They have 9, 12. Yeah, we do not have lethal currently. I would put us at a 90% favorite to win this game from this position. They have to draw Rabbit Bite, and then they have to draw a way to deal with the Brightwood Tracker. Lavakin Brawler's excellent. We'll just hold the Brightwood Tracker activation. And then next turn we can just swing for lethal, probably. Netcat. Oh, this goblin is insane here. Okay, we'll play the Risen Reef, sure. We'll put a counter on our Omnath, keep getting him bigger, try to get him out of Hydra range. Oh my gosh. How many elementals do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 1 mana short of doing what we want. Actually, we're just going to assume we draw a land off of one of these, because then we can get the goblin thing into play, give this thing unblockable. Then it'll attack for 10. Boom! That's what I'm talking about. Ah, yes. Victory so sweet. Whew, Omnath for the win. Well said. That is awesome. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. If you are watching on YouTube, and made it all the way to the end of the video, type hashtag elemental power in the comment section down below, or hashtag Omnath for the win to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Remember to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel to get access to more content. Check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Check out the Patreon if you would like to get access to bonus content and further support the channel. And, wow, I am so sorry, Eric S., my patron at the Eternal of Bolas level. I keep messing up and not putting the credits in. I was too busy setting up the stream today to do that. But, oh my gosh, I really apologize. I should have set that up. I am so sorry for not setting that up, and I will, yeah, I'll make it up to you somehow. But thank you so much to all of my patrons who do support the channel. I really appreciate them, and they help keep making the content. Thank you so much for everyone who gifted subscribers today as well as subscribing. That was really awesome, and it helps me out a ton and keeps me making content for all of you folks. So thank you so much for all of that, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, YouTube. Let's see what we got for our prizes. And yeah, pretty great stuff overall. Pretty great. So yeah, be sure to check out twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Ooh, that's pretty good rare. And subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. But yeah, that was an awesome deck. Really great experience here. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Ooh, Kethis, the Hidden Hand. Just fun stuff. This was a great draft. Really enjoyed it. Ooh, Legion's End. Nice, nice. Rotting Regisaur. And the final pack. The final part of the video. Risen Reef, nice. And a Temple of Mystery. Perfect. Good lands are really good to get. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.